don't look at what they say, look at what they do. Because they all talk the talk of peace and love and harmony, but the walk they walk is often very different. Women are still being stoned to death in Islamic societies today. For what? Being unfaithful to their husbands. What? And in the name of God? This is obviously insane. It's completely insane. It's only early 1700s was the last burning at the stake. And we know the ongoing problems of the Catholic Church. The mass murder recently of the minority Yazidis in Iraq by Islamic State. The Yazid religion has its roots in ancient Gnosticism. We all saw this story. I would say, I hate the fact that it calls itself ISIS, after the wonderful ancient Egyptian goddess. But I would say it's just another Abrahamic death cult. There's plenty of them. They've been littering the human story for a very long time. It's just the latest example of another Abrahamic death cult. And then another archonic force is the state itself, which takes our money and our power and turns it into bureaucracies, which then control us and claim that they are acting in our interests and running our lives. That's basically depriving us of the right to responsibility, to making responsible choices as adults. That's what the state constantly militates against. And the state system around the world is based on the manipulation of fear and hatred and suspicion, to divide us from one another, to say that we, members of this country, are special and different from members of that country. I absolutely detest patriotism. It is an awful thing. Let's get rid of this terrible, regressive state. You know? Why should I feel specially loyal to somebody else just because they happen to be born on the same piece of land I was? Why? I don't get it. It's their ideas I'm interested in. Can I form a community of ideas with this person or not? I don't care. I don't care what country they come from or what religion they were reared in or the color of their skin or any of that bullshit. And it's that bullshit that is being manipulated and managed to create this climate of fear and hatred and suspicion that's so horrible in the world today. And that's all about nations competing against nations. And it's time we moved on from that. I'm not talking about one world government. Don't get me wrong. I want no government whatsoever. I believe that human beings left to their own devices can act wisely and with love. I don't think we need the state to teach us to do that. I think that's one of the myths that's been passed down through history.